Well, folks, it's finally happened. Paul George has tragically been shut down for the rest of the season. Per the Sixers Twitter page, following consultations with specialists as part of his treatment plan, Paul George has received injections in both his left abductor muscle and left knee. Following the procedure, George is medically unable to play and will be out for at least 6 weeks. Further updates on his recovery will be provided as appropriate. Well, that's good news, I guess, because it's one less person the Sixers have to worry about sitting and potentially getting fined in their effort to tank to keep their pick. Reminder, it is top six protected. They currently have the fifth worst record. Now they're fighting with the Raptors, who are one game ahead of them, and they are tied with the Nets. So basically, the Sixers need to lose as many games as possible, while the Raptors and Nets need to win as many games as possible. But it is frustrating because the Nets, I'll give the Nets credit, unlike the Raptors, who actively try and lose games by sitting all of their starters in the fourth quarter and somehow don't get fined. The Nets actually try. They are just so bad that they can be up 16 in the fourth quarter and lose. And it's whatever. It's like, what are you going to do? But it is annoying when you see teams like the Toronto Raptors actively sitting their players, their 24 and 25-year-old players getting rest designations, taking days off on game days like every other day, and the NBA doesn't fine them. But they find the Utah Jazz, which I guess is fine. Find the Jazz. They do it too. They find the Oklahoma City Thunder, who have the best record in the league. If they want to have the best record in the league and sit their guys like on a third game in 4 nights, like what's the problem with that? This is my issue with Adam Silver, is he's constantly worried about all the wrong things. Stop worrying about implementing these stupid tournaments to your league that nobody cares about, and instead worry about fixing this stuff. You've got a team like the Toronto Raptors that's actively sitting their starting five down the fourth quarter. Yesterday in Portland, they were up by as many as 16. They were up by 10 plus points in the fourth quarter. Scotty Barnes and Jakob Poeltl, probably two of their two best players, both sat, didn't see the court the rest of the fourth quarter as they lost the game to Portland. And nothing happens. They don't get fined. But other teams get fined. And when the Sixers tanked a few years ago, about a decade ago, we were forced to fire our general manager and hire Brian Colangelo, the nepotism baby of Jerry Colangelo, who torpedoed the franchise. But that's a topic for another day. It's just pathetic. That's why I hate Adam Silver. But the good news is, Paul George said he was taking a break from podcasting to focus on helping the Sixers win a championship. Keep in mind, that was about 2 weeks ago when they had 21 wins. So that shows you the self-awareness that he has. But the good news is now he can focus on his podcast again and provide us with content. But it is the dog days of the season. I want the Sixers to lose as many games as possible. We don't know yet if Tyrese Maxey will be back at all this year. If he is, hopefully it's only to play against the good teams, in which they have absolutely no chance of beating. And he can actually shoot the ball, because the last time we saw him, he was shooting with 3 fingers, and it was absolutely pathetic for him to be out there. So hopefully Quentin Grimes doesn't keep going off and preventing us from losing these games. But I just wanted to come on and spread that news, what it means for the Sixers. Not much. They'll keep losing. I anticipate the Sixers. There has been reports, not from very reliable sources, that the Sixers want to trade Paul George in the offseason. No shit. But my guess is they'll bring him back, try and build his value up, and eventually try and trade him next season. But that's something down the line. So anyway, the Sixers have about like 20 or so games left in the season. This is the part of the season where fluky shit happens. You know, teams that have no business winning win, and vice versa. So we'll keep an eye on it. But for now, the tank goes on.